Doing a lot better than yesterday.
All right. Well, I'm Steven. I know you know me. I'm introducing myself to the group. Uh, we had a session yesterday, and I am checking up on you to see how you're doing 24 hours later. It was a really exciting session for me to give, and I was hoping that you could basically answer a few questions for me about how it was. So
Absolutely.
let's start with what initiated the session? What was it that you were wanting help with?
Um, I've been trying to get help for many different ways. With PTSD, and
And when did you when did you say that the PTSD started?
2010.
2010. Okay. And I want you to know you don't have to answer any of these questions. If you're uncomfortable with that, just say pass. All right.
All right.
Um, Now, a friend referred you to me, and that was really great. I'm very happy I was able to help you out. Uh, with the issue you came to me with, um, how intense was it on a 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, 0 being not at all, 1 being very minimal, 10 being almost unbearable?
Absolutely a 10.
Yeah. And how were you feeling after our session together?
Um, I felt like I competed in a marathon or something. Like my body was just completely wore out. It felt like, but it was like a good feeling. Like I accomplished something. Um, Today's been even better. It's definitely a great takeaway after one session.
How how has your life been for the past? I guess it would be about 13 years. If you were to describe kind of your average mood and all that kind of stuff.
My average mood is not good. Depression, anxiety, um, substance abuse, um, whatever to fill the void. You know what I mean? Um, Today's like the first day that I actually had an experience that usually would have put me on guard, had me yelling at people, and I didn't.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about that. What happened?
Okay, I'm a technician at a dealership, and I get startled real easy, and I was underneath the dashboard doing a repair, and one of the parts guys came up, jumped up on me, and I mean usually I would scream, yell, be sweating, all kinds of discomfort, and
Like
today I
totally triggered is what I'm hearing.
totally triggered,
Yes.
totally triggered, and today I just poked my head out and asked him what he needed. It was I was kind of at awe.
That is really incredible. Um, and so, to me, that implies that we cleared that trigger because that trigger is very consistent in your life. And in a way, I mean, it sucks having people jump out and startle you, but it also is really great because it's so validating for for that because you want to be tested. Like I know before you were like, no, don't test me. Let's not even try that. And now it's like, yeah, like I was immediately tested unaware, and I wasn't
I
triggered.
mean, we finished that session at like what 9 o'clock my time, so we're talking 16, 17 hours later. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I'm shocked. Like I've been in a pretty good mood all day, honestly. I found myself going out of my way to help people today. Like I was just kind of paying it forward, I guess you could say.
And you did some other things too that were out of character for you. What was that?
Um, all kinds of things actually today. I When I took my lunch break, I just went for a walk and I was just kind of appreciating everything around me. Like I stopped and I was looking at birds flying and just noticing things that are there every day, but I just was tunnel vision and blind to them.
Hmm. And how did you sleep last night?
Slept great, actually. Usually I have to take melatonin or or Ambien or some kind of drug or something for sleep. But last night I closed my eyes and I was out.
That's so amazing. I'm really happy for you. What else? What else would people like to know? Okay, this is a tough one, and feel free to say pass. Uh,
Okay.
we covered a really challenging topic yesterday. Are you
Yeah.
okay giving it a title?
Absolutely. I'm sure it might startle a lot of people, trigger a lot of people, just the word, But we're dealing with suicide.
Yeah.
On In 2010, 2009, 2010, I was deployed to Iraq, and I had a soldier commit suicide.
And that was the
Long story.
experience that was really hard for you and it's been haunting you for over 10 years.
Yes,
And how do you feel right now having just shared that with me?
I, I'm not. My nerves aren't tingling. I'm not amped up. I'm calm and collective.
Yeah. So, may I explain what you're experiencing and why?
Absolutely.
So, PTSD is it's trauma. It's a really intense trauma that happens after an event, but I like to generalize it because it is a trauma and I don't think it needs to be on a pedestal. Everybody has trauma and we are able to deal with the trauma in all the same ways. And what they're doing to soldiers is they're putting them on lots of different drugs. They're never getting to the root cause. What Roger really needed was the ability and the space to properly integrate that experience that he had so he could talk about it like he just did. And that's what we did. We went into a light hypnotic state together. We used a variety of different techniques to safely navigate him through that experience again. Give him choice. He got to meet with his younger self. Give him a choice on what he wanted to happen. And ultimately, they chose to have the experience that they did. And he came out of that experience feeling peace and relaxed and like there was nothing more to do with it. So he had fully integrated that experience and all the energy that was there that was would trigger him when something else would happen because he that was a shocking experience. Our body creates these triggers to protect us, but it wasn't serving him anymore. He was not in a high stress situation, a dangerous war environment anymore where he needed to be on alert all the time. So we relax his nervous system and let him know that everything is okay and he doesn't have to be on alert anymore. And now he has his life back. He can start living as a normal human being, enjoying life, enjoying the wonders all around him. And that's what we did. We integrated that experience. And many people go to therapy and they just talk about it until you get numb talking about it. But that's not integration. That's numbing. The same way as drugs are numbing. And so what we did was basically a biohack. We engaged his conscious mind, we engaged his subconscious mind, and we engaged his body, all in a way that was safe and soothing for him to relive that experience and to properly integrate that experience into his being so that now he can enjoy being a father, being a husband, enjoy his work, be able to find humor at the workplace and connect with other people and to give to other people and to receive from other people. Does that all sound accurate to you?
100%. I've I've tried it all. I've tried um, psychedelics. I've tried mental health medications, therapies, yogas, um, uh, acupuncture. I did notice that it's kind of like your technique kind of took a couple of the things such as like the points and everything and kind of all wrapped it into one, and
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting.
And that is the secret to what I'm doing here is I'm combining multiple techniques that on their own don't do very much for somebody, but if they are properly combined, they have very powerful effects. All right. I have no idea how you'll answer this question, but if you were to, how valuable was this to you?
You can't put a price on it. Like I said, I've dealt with substance abuse over the years, trying to make this go away. Tried everything.
If we
I
were
mean,
to, if we were to put a value on how much time and how much money you've invested in the past 13 years trying to recover from this, what number would that be?
I I couldn't tell you. Personally, I've invested thousands of dollars. There's no telling how much the VA's invested in me. Um, I, the time is irrelevant. I mean, I've tried everything. I was at my last end, and it's just so happened I reached out to a friend, and I was referred to you, and I feel like I'm getting my life on the right course.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I have more good news for you, and that this healing is permanent. This is this what I'm doing changed my life. I had a lot of different trauma also, and when I realized the potential of it, it changed the directory of my life. The trajectory, not directory. It absolutely changed my life, and I am so blessed to be able to help people because I knew that therapy was a joke and these different drugs were kind of a joke. Sometimes people get some success, but nothing really worked for me either. And this, I hope, can spread all over the world
Me too.
because
I tell everybody I know.
thank you. I do want to schedule a few more check-ins with you to make sure everything is
Sounds
clear
good.
here. And one thing that might be normal is you you've received so much back, and so you're going to be feeling good. Now, as you get into the swing of things, you're going to be at a point where you can now realize, oh, I might have a trauma around something else or something else, and it won't be nearly as big, but those will be other things that come up. And so we can process those things the same way. So if you notice yourself getting triggered about something else, we can also process that if it's getting in the way of your life. Now, some of us, myself for example, I use these techniques on myself every day. I'm not recommending that. I do that because of what I do. I have to help you, I have to have already gone through that experience. But certain people become really, they want to become super high performing individuals. They want to run massive companies. They want to just be at the top percent. And that's where this works also really great for people who want to work with me on a regular basis. And so I'm pointing out there's a spread of getting your life back, feeling really good, and then continuing up who you are and how you want to be and stuff. So in the future, if you're like, you know what, I've always wanted to do this thing, but I have a fear around applying for the job or learning a new skill or whatever. When you find that you're stuck, those are great opportunities to work with me or somebody like me. But if it's something that's totally manageable, it doesn't really matter. It's like, man, I get annoyed when my kid leaves the dishes or whatever. But like, if it's not like affecting your relationship, then that's okay to let it go. Like, you could, of course, have a session around that also, but it's deciding what's relevant isn't relevant for you. But also, if you use what I taught you during our session, when you notice you might be feeling upset or annoyed by something,
I will say this. Um, I told you I had a few things to do before I jumped on here with you. I had to
yeah,
clean up a few. The My son stacked empty juice jugs or whatever on top of the garbage can, and I always get on him for it, right? I found myself tapping my side,
yeah,
and I kind of just, hey, I got bigger things to worry about today. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah.
Perfect. And yeah, when your kids are ready to learn, or when they are having a temper tantrum or something like that, teach them how to tap also. Because that will, one, it lets them know you care. And it will help them learn to self-soothe also, so they don't develop these traumas. Because a lot of us have traumas from childhood that are just stupid because we didn't know how to process as little kids. And so you can save them a lot of headache down the road. So, but yeah, it was a real pleasure working with you. I'm very grateful. Uh,
I'm grateful. You have no idea of what you've done for me,
well,
or helped me do for myself, whatever way you want to word it. I
yeah,
mean,
and I'd love to clarify that for the viewers is I'm not a healer. I enable you to do the healing that your body can do. And I sometimes call myself a holistic healer because I'll focus on your physical well-being, your emotional well-being, which is what we focused on, your relational or relationships or communal well-being, and also how you are in the business world, the society, um, how you are with abundance. And so those four different areas are the areas that my work focuses on, and we always focus on the area that's the most relevant to the individual. And we can keep building people up, 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 and up. And I mentioned that because with health, again, nothing can heal you but you. No medicine, no doctor can heal you but you. And what you put into your body helps your body heal, or what you don't put in your body allows your body to heal also. And sometimes that's a bigger one. And relationships, it's not a separate thing. That healing the relationship also starts inside here. And same with if you want to be one of those, if you want to have more wealth in your life, that also starts in here. So whatever it is that you desire, I'm able to help you with that, but it's just unlocking these parts of you or healing these parts of you so you can do that. I, on my own, can't do anything.
there's something to that manifesting thing that we were talking about that we kind of just stumbled on
Yeah.
last night. I mean, the thing that you said you weren't going to really talk to me about yet, but kind Um, I got a $20 tip today. That was kind of nice. Usually I don't get tips. Like,
Right.
like usually the service writers stick them in their pocket and I never know they exist. But today I got a $20 tip. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'll elaborate a moment. I was teaching Roger that instead of focusing on the things we want in life, if we're able to just be in gratitude and feel gratitude, we'll receive gifts. They'll just come. And the next day, he receives a gift like that.
Yeah.
So, thank you for sharing that story. That's beautiful.
No worries. I just
Well, is there anything else you want to share with anybody else who might be either struggling with some form of trauma, whether it's PTSD or something else, or people who aren't sure? What advice do you have?
well, the best advice I have is to actually do something about it, because otherwise you're just gonna hurt yourself, hurt the ones around you, hurt the ones you love. Um, Jesus. Nobody wants to be around you when you're in a bad place. Um, don't be afraid to ask for help, no matter what kind of help you get. Um, be open minded. Try something new. Um, I could tell you 5 years ago I would have said, "Yeah, right, Steve." I don't think so. But the more open minded I've gotten over the years, with age comes wisdom, right? Definitely give it a try. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? You can deal with your trauma. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and I do have a money back guarantee, so if I'm not able to help somebody, they get a full refund. So I never want to take somebody's money if I don't actually help them. And yeah, in closing, are you okay if I use this as a testimonial online?
Absolutely.
All right, can I have an absolutely
That's
with a head nod like this?
oh, that's the least I could do. After what you've done for me, that's the least I could do.
Okay. I want you to know if for any reason you ever change your mind about having an online testimonial, let me know and I will take it down immediately, okay?
No worries. I'm not ashamed of what I've gone through. I'm accepting,
Cool.
and I wish I would have been more accepting to begin with. you know. And if this can help somebody else, then that's even better.
All
I
right.
mean, don't be skeptical. Well, just try it.
Thank you, Roger.